Attraction doesn't always ask permission. Often it unfolds quietly, woven into the fabric of long conversations, subtle glances exchanged across a crowded room, or moments of unexpected understanding that feel far deeper than they logically should. You begin to notice the small things. Her laughter lingers a little longer when you're near. The eye contact stretches just a second too long, and a certain warmth or tension fills the space between you. Slowly, an unspoken question surfaces in your mind, one that's as complex as it is delicate. What do you do when a married woman likes you? This question is not just about desire, but about navigating the intricate interplay between human emotion, ethics, and psychology. The first truth that psychology offers is that attraction itself is not inherently wrong. It's a natural, instinctive response wired into our brains. Research published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships reveals that emotional and physical attraction can arise from any close human interaction, often without intention or control. Our brains crave connection and stimulation, which means attraction is a deeply human experience, not a moral failing. However, what sets us apart is what we decide to do with those feelings. The choices we make can lead to personal growth or emotional devastation. When a married woman shows interest in you, it doesn't necessarily indicate that her marriage is unhealthy or that she's actively seeking to betray her partner. Instead, it often signals that some aspect of her psychological or emotional needs remains unmet. Studies on emotional deprivation highlight that when long-term relationships lack sufficient attention, validation, intimacy, or excitement, the brain looks for these missing elements elsewhere. Sometimes that elsewhere happens to be you. This is where emotional intelligence becomes crucial, because being the recipient of that unmet need does not automatically mean you should act on it. The mature and ethical response begins with setting clear boundaries. Cognitive behavioral research underscores that attraction's intensity diminishes when it is not continuously fueled by proximity, emotional exchange, and mutual reinforcement. Simply put, what you don't feed eventually loses its power. Engaging in prolonged, deep conversations, sharing secrets, or building emotional intimacy can create what psychologists call an emotional affair, which can be as damaging as a physical one. Emotional affairs blur boundaries and foster attachment that undermines trust and commitment. Before taking any further steps, it's essential to turn the lens inward and examine your own motives. Are you flattered by the attention? Does being chosen by someone who is committed elsewhere make you feel uniquely desirable? Psychological theories, like the ego reward theory, explain that attention from someone unavailable often triggers a dopamine rush because it subconsciously validates our self-worth. But this high is fleeting, and once it fades, feelings of guilt, confusion, and broken trust often follow. To navigate this ethically, self-awareness is paramount. Respecting her means protecting her integrity, not testing it. Social psychology describes this as pro-social restraint, which involves making choices that prioritize another person's long-term well-being, even if it causes personal discomfort. By quietly re-establishing boundaries, keeping conversations polite but brief, avoiding emotional intimacy, and limiting private communication, you're not dismissing her as a person or invalidating her feelings. Instead, you're preserving her dignity as well as your own peace of mind. If the emotional complexity of the situation deepens, remember that creating distance isn't an act of cruelty, but a sign of wisdom. Research on self-regulation indicates that environmental triggers, such as time spent alone together, private messaging, and emotional disclosures, intensify romantic attachment. Reducing or removing these triggers does not make you cold or uncaring. It demonstrates conscious awareness and a commitment to your values. You can acknowledge the chemistry while refusing to let it rewrite your sense of right and wrong. If she opens up about unhappiness in her marriage, resist the instinct to become a savior. Empathy does not require involvement. Encourage her to confront her feelings directly with her spouse or a professional counselor rather than seeking solace in you. Psychologists call this redirected emotional responsibility, helping someone take ownership of their emotions instead of transferring them to a new attachment, which often leads to further complication and pain. Attraction thrives in secrecy, but is ultimately weakened by truth. The more honest you are with yourself about the situation, the less power temptation holds over you. Remember, a marriage is not merely a legal contract. It's a complex psychological ecosystem built on trust, shared history, and intertwined identities. Interfering with that system, even in seemingly small ways, can create ripple effects that hurt everyone involved, including yourself. If you find yourself emotionally affected, use this as an opportunity for self-reflection. Often, what draws us to certain people reveals something about our own unmet needs, be it confidence, validation, or connection. By identifying what the attraction symbolizes within you, you turn temptation into an avenue for personal growth and emotional maturity. Ultimately, ethics isn't about suppressing natural desires. It's about choosing integrity over impulse. Walking away from someone who shows interest, especially when they are married, isn't a sign of weakness. It's an act of profound strength and wisdom. It means choosing long-term peace and self-respect over momentary thrill. True masculinity, after all, is not measured by conquest, but by self-control. Because in the end, attraction fades, but self-respect endures. And choosing to walk away from what you could have, simply because it's the right thing to do, may be one of the most powerful decisions you ever make.